Hello, Aslam. Welcome to your maths lesson today on the 25th day of the first month of the year 2021. Today is our last lesson on area. We are going to be focusing on looking at area and comparing area with other shapes. And then that will finish our little sort of week on area. It's really good that you are all doing a really good job on that. And I'm really pleased with the progress that I'm seeing on tapestry. Okay, as always, we're going to start our maths lesson with our arithmetic. So what you need to do now, you need to stop the video and pause the video and give yourself a few minutes to answer these questions. I always say 10 minutes, but you probably won't need that much because some of the questions will be pretty straightforward. So pause the video now, good luck, and we'll go through the answers in a moment. Okay, I'm going to go through the answers now. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so you can see what I'm writing up on the board. Okay, and off we go. So question number 1 was 8 times 9. 8 times 9 gives us 72. Question 2, what is half of 250? Okay, so we half 250. Half 200 gives us 100. Half 50 gives us 25. Question number 3. What is 501 as a Roman numeral? Okay, 500 is D. There are no 10s, and there's just one I. So that's that one. What number is next in our sequence? We've got 21, 25, 29, 33. What's it going up in? It's going up in 4s. So our next one is going to be 37. 7 times 3 is then 21. And then we go over to the next side. Question 6, 48 divided by 8 is 6. A tenth of 30. Now, a tenth is we divide the number by 10 to make a tenth, because when we talk about tenths, which we're looking at this week, that's why that question's in there. We are cutting up a shape or cutting up a whole number into 10 parts. Our whole number is 30 here. We're finding out what a tenth of it is. 30 divided by 10 gives you 3. Question 8. We've got 7,421 plus 1,527. Let's have a look at this. 7,000 plus 1,000 is 8,000. 400 plus 500 is 900. 20 plus 20 is 40. And 1 plus 7 is just 8. So 8,948. And then the next question is taking away. 6,000 take away 3,000 is 3,000. 900 take away 400 is 500. 80 take away 40 is 40. And 4 take away 2 is 2. So our answer is 3,542. And the last question is 24 divided by 4, and that gives us 6. So well done if you got all of them questions correct. I'm going to share my screen again so we can move on to today's lesson. So today's lesson is, can you compare areas of shapes? The way you're going to be able to do that today is, can you use the correct symbols to show area? And can you show that shapes have the same area, but they have different shapes? So have a look at this challenge very quickly. Which one is different? Give yourself a minute or so to have a look at it. Okay, well done for having a look at that. Let's work out which one is different then. So they all look very different in terms of the shapes of them, don't they? They're all very different looking shapes. Now, we are going to work out the area of each of these shapes. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this has an area of 30. Okay, E is 1, 2, 3, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That also has an area of 30. Here we've got 2 down here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 squares going up. So that will have an area of 30 as well. We then have to look at these next two shapes, which are a little bit challenging to work out. So let's divide this over here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So the top half of this is 9, but then let's have a look at the bottom half. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Add the 9 gives us an area of 29. So we're going to assume that D also has an area of 30. So shape B is the odd one out. Its area is 1 less than all the others. Okay. When we compare area, okay, an easy way for us to do it is obviously to count the squares, and then we complete the comparison. Which shape is larger than the other shape? So let's count the squares in our on our shape A first. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there are 11 squares in shape A. So that has an area of 11. Now let's go to shape B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This has an area of 12. So which shape is bigger? Shape B is larger than shape A, because shape A only has 11 squares, an area of 11, and shape B has an area of 12. Because it has a larger area, that means it's a larger shape. But the next question to extend yourselves, how much larger or how smaller, it shouldn't be how much larger, it should be just how much larger or how much smaller is the area of the shape. So what is the difference between the areas of these two shapes? How much larger is shape B than shape A? If you got that correct, it is 1 centimeter squared larger. So not much difference in it, but that difference all the same. Now let's go back to think back way back in September. We were using these kind of symbols here, weren't we? So just to recap, what does that symbol represent? You should be screaming at me at the camera. Yes, you're right. This means less than, okay? Because the number here is, we put a number here or our value on this side, okay, where the arrows meet, where there is a smaller gap or no gap, that means less than, and of course, this number is less than whatever the value is over here. These are further apart, so therefore, the number is going to be bigger. Some of you may have remembered this as the crocodile eating. Okay, the crocodile always wants to eat a larger number, and it will always face the larger number. In this case, because the two arrows are pointed more together, okay, they're not further apart, they're close together, this value is going to be less than the other side, because the other side is further apart, is bigger. The space between the two lines is bigger, so it'll have the bigger number next to it. This one over here then is good, greater than, because crocodile's eating the bigger number, or the gap here is bigger than over here, so therefore the value is going to be bigger here. And then of course this one here, the equal sign, okay, means the same as, very good, because the distance between the two ends is the same. Right, let's have a, now we know that, let's have a look at our shapes and let's compare the area, okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 squares here. So that has an area of 21. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We also have 21 squares in this shape. So both shapes have the same area, but they look completely different. But that's okay, that can happen. So the symbol that we are going to use in our for this would be the equal sign, because they both have the same area, even though the shapes look completely different. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to have a look at these shapes and tick one which has the larger area. They both are very different looking, but let's have a look. So this shape here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This shape has a larger area, so we tick it. Now it says tick the shape with the smaller area. So we're looking for the smallest area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this has the smallest area. Now let's have a look at these two. Okay, this shape to me looks a lot bigger than this shape, but in fact it's actually smaller, and that's where we've just got to be careful. Okay, just remember, we can only really be sure which shape is bigger by finding out the area of the shape. This is called comparing. So now it's your turn. I want you to have a look at this shape, and I want you to find, first of all, what is the area of the shape, and then I'd like you to draw a shape with an area that is 2 squares larger. So pause the video and off you go. Hey, welcome back. Let's have a look then. Part B, I'm not going to go through with you because you can post that up onto Tapestry. All your answers are going to be a little bit different, okay? But as long as it's correct, it will be fine. So what is the area of this shape? Let's count the squares. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So our shape has 18 squares. It's an area of 18. Now, if we look at a shape that has, if you put one that's 2 squares more, you could maybe have added a square here and maybe added a square underneath that one as well. So you're adding 2 squares, so your shape then has an area of 20. So when I look at your work on Tapestry, I'll be checking to see that your shape has 20 squares. You can use the whiteboard for that piece of work. Now, here are your tasks, independent tasks for today. What you need to do is, number 1, you need to write greater than, less than, equal to compare the areas of these shapes on the side here. For part 2, use the letters shapes in order of size. Start with the shape that has the smallest area. So you need to work out the area of all these shapes. And then part 3, this is really pushing you guys. Look carefully at the shape. I want you to draw a shape with double that area to begin with. And then part B, I want you to draw all possibilities of shapes that you can have with half of that area. And then the final one is draw a shape with the same area, but is completely different. And the whole point of this task is so that you're comparing areas. Which one is bigger, which one is smaller? Can area be the same and be a completely different shape? Hopefully you're going to get that from this video. The way you're going to be successful, obviously, is by showing that you can work out the area and tell me which one is bigger and which one is smaller. And the way you're going to do that is by counting the squares within the shape. So, good luck. Pause the video and get on with your work. Okay, right, we're going to go to the answers very quickly. Okay, we have a look at these shapes here. This shape here, if we count all the squares up, has an area of 9. And over here, if we count all these squares up, we have an area of 10. So this shape over here is greater than the shape here. Part B, this has an area of 12, and this one here has an area of 10. So this shape, so we're going to use this symbol here. It's greater than. Now this shape here, over here, sorry, we count the squares. This has an area of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And over here we have an area of 4, 8, 12, 13. So this is greater than that shape. Okay, question 2. Put these shapes in order of size. Start with the smallest area. So let's work them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So shape C should be your shape that you draw first. It's then shape H, and then it's O. And the last question, obviously your shapes may be different, so post them up onto Tapestry and I'll mark that for you. I hope today's video was helpful. Please, please, please leave a message if you need any help on Teams, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.